You can use the GUI like MySQL Workbench is also available, using which also you can run your query, execute your query. You can use MySQL also, but it is better you can start use command line prompt also, but most of the developer they prefer Workbench also. Okay, so they like Workbench because the GUI they don't have to type the commands, right? They just want to do something. But again, when you work with huge amount of data, you're not supposed to do select star from, because the data volumes are very high. If you use select star, what will happen is it will try to retrieve millions and millions of records, just because one developer, entire development team will not be able to start work, will not be able to proceed with their development task. In a project, in a software project, development project, more than one people will be working on a project. Just give me these people or more than one people are working in a software project, right? So if you use select star from table, it consume lot of resources in the system. What do you mean by resources? Resources are nothing but memory and CPU and even network bandwidth also, right? It will cause a bottleneck to the network bandwidth also. That's the reason why you need to be bit cautious when you work on the development environment also. You can also use MySQL Workbench, right? I just open it. Okay, first of all, how do you know how to connect to a specific database? How do you connect to a specific database? Before you do that, show databases. Okay, this is all the list of databases are available. And what I am going to do is I am going to connect to a specific database. Okay, use EMP and show tables. Show tables. Here I select all the tables, whatever the tables that are there here, right? I can check what tables are there. So depart, EMP, these are the tables are available. Okay, and fine. So it's a very simple table. Let us do one thing, describe EMP. So when I use DSC, it's a short form of describe. You don't have to type the entire command. So describe, or you can type this, it's a short form of describe. This is to see the table structure. And the advantage of this one is we can understand what are the data types that are used, right? So for each column, for this column decimal, and for this column ename, for this column job. In the case of real-time project, if you are lucky enough and if you are working on a maintenance or support project, all the tables would have been created already. You don't have to create the tables from the ground up. Tables are already existing and data are also already existing. Probably the customer wants to add few additional columns to the tables because of various factors. There is a change in the government policy. For example, earlier we used to say VAT, now we used to say GST, and again GST also varies from one category of product to another category of product, right, in the real-time scenario. So in that kind of situation, since there is a change in the government policies, you need to make changes to the structures or to your table also, right? You cannot use the same old table because it may not be helpful in terms of complying with government policies. Okay, you will have to add additional columns. You need to remove some existing columns because it is no longer exist. So in that case, before you do everything, you need to select, you need to check what columns are there. And as part of, in the case of real-time project, the first step what we do is, we first come up with the conceptual data model. What do you mean by conceptual data model? First identify the entities, the real world entities that are required to answer your business queries. Okay, and once you identify the entities, simple example is supposing Sai Krishna, somebody is asking you, I wanted to find out, I wanted to know region wise, category wise, what is the total sales for the quarter 1 and quarter 2. Region wise, category wise, sales performance for quarter 1 and quarter 2. Quarter 1, quarter 2, if they say quarter 1, quarter 2 or month on month, right? This month and last month we want to do a comparison. So in that case, what are the tables that are required? Region. When I say you need a region table to answer the business query. What is the business query? Region. Yeah, we need to, sales performance, sales, total sales. We want to see the total sales by region, by category. So category wise, right? So region by quarterly, right? You want to total sales by region, by category, by quarter. If they ask you, so what are the entities that you need to answer this query? So you need to have the region, and you need to have the category table, and you need to have the date table. Date table, don't worry, we'll explain why we need to have a date table in the case of Power BI, right? So Power BI, not only Power BI, even if you construct a data warehouse, you need to have the date table to perform time-based analysis. That's the reason why we call data warehouse is as a time variant one. Anyhow, don't worry, we'll discuss everything in detail. Okay, so region, category, data table. So these are called real world entities. These are called your real world entities. Real world entities according to your business. To answer this query or to generate this report, you need to get the data from these three tables. You need to join these three tables. Apart from this sales, right? Sales is available another table. There is something called order table, right? In the order table you have sales data is available. Okay, it may be order table, may be a fact table. Okay, so we are going to deal with fact table only. When it comes to data warehouse, we'll be using fact table. Don't worry about what is fact table and what is lookup table. Everything we will touch upon it in the later session. It is too early to discuss everything. Just at this moment, you just think, okay, we need to create a region table, category table, date table, and also order factor. These four tables are required in order to answer this query. Okay, so you need to join these four tables. So in this case, the question is, why can't we store all the data in a single table? We cannot store all the data in a single table because it can lead to some kind of redundancy. It can lead to redundancy. That also we'll discuss a later point in time. At this moment, you just think, okay, we cannot store all the data in single table, and also you will have a better control. Okay, if I want to see what all the regions are there, you can go to this table and see what regions are there and what categories are there, how many distinct categories are there, right? You just select this table. In this table, the categories are stored in a very unique way. You don't store the duplicate of each category name. Okay, so all the values in these tables are stored using a primary key. Primary key should not have any null values. It will not allow you to store null values, and also primary key is used to identify the rows uniquely. That is what we discussed. Okay, primary key, because this is very important when it comes to Power BI. The work hours of the Power BI is the relationship. Unlike Tableau, when it comes to Power BI, you need to establish the relationship between more than one table. In real world, we work with more than one table only. We don't work with one table. And also we work with reasonably 6 to 7 tables. Maybe you have one fact table, surrounded by the fact table you have at least 6 to 7 dimension tables will be there, so that you can slice and dice your fact table with the help of the dimension table. At this moment, you just think region is a separate table, category is separate, date is separate table, order factor is separate table. Right? So we are going to create so in this table, we should know how to add a column, drop a column. Okay, all these things you should be knowing it. So what I am going to do, just to demonstrate, I am going to add a new table. After creating the table, there is some change comes in. So alter table EMP, add something called project ID or something called project ID, because we are going to have one more table by the name of project. We wanted to know which employees are working in which project. We don't want to store the project details also in the same employee table. It can lead to some kind of redundancy. So what I am going to do is I am going to say integer. Okay, project ID is integer, and then I am going to say add a new column as part of this one, like department number. Department number in this table is a foreign key, because the values of this department number should match with the values of this department tables department number. Okay, this department number, whatever the department number that are there in this table should match with whatever the department number you store it here, that should be in sync with this table's department number. How do I know how many number of records are there, or how do I view all the data that are there in department table? Select star from department. So this is fine, because we are working with smaller table. In real time you will not work with smaller table, you are working with huge amount of data. Don't ever use select star from department. Instead you can filter the data. Okay, so you know how to, for example, select star from EMP. How do I select the top 5 records? Select star from EMP, limit 5. You have a command called limit 5. I just wanted to view the top 5 records. How do I view the last 5 records? Can someone type it in the chat window if you know already? How do I view the last 5 records? How do I view the last 5 records? Any idea? Chinaya, you are a SQL expert, so why don't you tell me?
Yeah. Satya, actually I don't have a laptop, okay, so I'm watching through mobile.
Okay, no problem, right? So fine. So if you wanted to view the last 5 records, what you need to do is, one second.
Last 5 records, right?
Yeah. Limit. Yeah, we can use limit, but here what we do is, we need to know the total number of records in this table. How many number of records are there in total? Sai, 14 records are there. So this is called rows. These are called the same as Excel. So in the Excel we call the rows, and these are cells, right? Cells are nothing but the columns here. So how many records are there? How many employees are there in this table? 14 employees are there.
14, yeah.
Yeah. So here I want to display last. So total number of records 14. Look here, I put 14 here, typed here, comma 5. If I give 5, what will happen? Now look at here. Last 5 comma 14, right? Okay, not 5 comma 14. So in the 14, right? 7 comma 14. Start from 7th record. So here 3, 6, 7 record. Or if you want to do, let's 14 minus 5, how much? 9, right? So what is happening here? I just do the select star from EMP. It requires just common sense, that's all. What is happening here? Don't, no hurry, just look at this and tell me. Look here, 7844, 7876.
Last 5 records it was selected.
Yes, last 5 records got selected, right? So how did we select? Print from 9th record, right? So 14, right? Print from 9th record. 9th record onwards. 9th records on 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Here, yeah, 8th, 9th record onwards. Whatever the records are that you printed. How did I come up with 9? So all we need to know is, we wanted to view the last 5 records. So total number of records minus whatever the number of records, last number of records you wanted to see it, you subtract it. 14 minus 5 is 9. Right? Right? So the 9th record onwards, whatever the records are there. So this is the 9th record, ends here, right? So after ninth record, whatever is there, you print it till the end. Right? This is how you can be the last 5 records. First 5 records you can use it simply. You don't have to do all these things. Limit 5. So in real time scenario, instead of using select star from EMP, use limit reserved word. With the help of limit, you can control or restrict the number of rows that needs to be fetched from your table. Got it? So this is what this I will be using it. Yeah.
Satya, limit, it will display only first 5 records, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, limit will display first 5 records. And if I want to display the last 5 records, we have some option here. Start from N2.
Okay.
Start from N2. Right?
Yeah.
That's how you can do it. And for you, the assignment is how do you display the alternate rows. I want to display the first record, third record, ninth record. How do you display? This is an assignment for you. Okay. Probably you can try it out. Okay. And the next one is, okay, I want to add a new column to this existing table. So describe EMP. So how do I add a column? Alter table. Okay, already we added, right? So how did we add it? Alter table name, EMP, add project ID. So what is this? Add is a reserved word. Alter table is also a reserved word. So this is which table you want to add a new column. You need to tell this to SQL engine. Otherwise how will the SQL engine will know which table you want to add the column, right? Alter table, which table you wanted to add the table. You need to specify the table name. Add is a reserved word. And this is the column name. A column name can be anything. Okay. And here I have used project ID, and the data type also I need to specify integer data type. So when I pressed enter, this new column got included in this table. So now if I query this table, when I query this table, this column has null value in it. Look here, you could see null here. I did not insert any record in it. Okay, I did not insert any record. So what you can do is, how can you insert the record in this project ID table? So you need to check which employee is working on which project. Okay, so for that we need to have an additional table called project table. The project table, we create the project ID, and also we'll be creating the project name, and then effective start date and end date, between which date the employee is working on that project. Okay. So that step we will go little later. At this moment you learnt about the command called alter table, add new column, right? Alter table name, add the column name, new column. Fine. So if I want to drop this column, how can I do this? Alter table, this one, right? Drop. Yeah, there is a syntax error. Yeah, here you don't have to specify alter table name, EMP. Here, yeah, so here you can give project ID. So okay, here alter table name, you drop column. I think you need to use drop column. I forgot the syntax of this one. So you have something on MySQL dot, okay, drop column. So you don't have to use the parenthesis here. Drop column. You don't have to use the parenthesis. If you remove the parenthesis, it will work. Look here, alter table name, drop column, project ID. We have dropped this column. So now we want to check whether this column has been dropped from the table or not. Just press up arrow. You don't have to type it again and again. Press up arrow to get the previous commands. The desk EMP. So now we don't see the project ID column here. It got removed from this table. Okay. So this is how you can add a column and drop a column. And also if you wanted to subset the data. Okay. For example, if I say EMP number from EMP. So this is to subset the columns. I don't want all the columns. specific, only one column I needed. This is how you can select it. And the EMP number, e-name and depart number from EMP, only these three columns I need to select it. But if you look at my table, you will have so many columns, other we don't want to select all the columns. Okay, specific column alone you want to select it, you can select it. So the non-IT people, please type all these commands. See, first you need, what you need to do, just go to the respective database. Okay, I think you have created EMP or HR database, am I correct? Use HR, show space tables, and you need to improve your typing speed also, because when it comes to real-time project, even the customer expect you to complete the very complex or complex task in a lesser time. Okay, so in that case you need to be a bit faster. Okay, you need to slowly ramp up your speed also. Okay, so we are in HR database, we are inside the HR database, and we want to see what are the tables are there. Here I have already created department, employee and projects table, and here, yeah, we want to select the specific column alone, right? So I don't want to display all the columns. That's the reason why I have used something like department. Here also the same command I can use it, right? Up arrow, by pressing the up arrow, because the table name is same, the column name also same, hence it is displaying the values without having any issue. Side by side you can practice it. Okay, very simple one. And next one is, okay, I don't see now what we did. We, out of all these columns, we just selected only these three columns. This is called column subsetting. We don't want to see all the columns, because in the real world you will have hundreds and hundreds of columns will be there in your data set. In that case you don't have to select the entire column to view it. Though 100 columns are there in the data set, all you need to see is only specific values. As I told you, we are interested in viewing region wise, category wise, which region, which category, and what is the sales, and in so and so date, right? So only 4 columns if you select it, that is more than sufficient. No matter how many number of columns you have in your table, all we need is, we need information from, we need information for only these 4 columns, but you will have to join 4 different tables in the where clause. That we will see it little later. So now you understood. I don't want to select all the columns, specific columns. Yeah, tell me.
Suppose if different table having say same name column means how it will be displayed. Suppose if you are looking for employee number column means, suppose it is common for all 3 table means how it will be displayed.
We will have to use alias. Okay. We will try everything now, right? We will try alias also. Okay. So anyhow, for example, simple example. Yeah, we will go step by step. Okay. Next step is, I wanted to see column wise we did the subsetting. What do you mean by subsetting? So I don't want all the columns, only part of the tables columns I want to see it. Why should I see the part of the tables columns? Because I am interested in only these 3 columns. Whichever columns you need, select only those columns. Don't select everything. This is called column subsetting. If I want to subset the row, how can I do that? Where, for example, where you can use where condition. Okay, where your whose name repeats multiple, or where depart number is equivalent to 20. I wanted to see which all employees are working in department number 20. So here I am not selecting all the rows. And also you can, what you do is, this is called row level subsetting. I don't want to see the entire data, subset of the data only I want to see it at the row level. Column level, so why should I need all the columns? I need to know the employee name and his salary and his commission. We wanted to see the employee's salary and commission. So here none of the employees are getting commission. Most of them are not getting, none of them are getting commission in this department. Okay. And also we have something called in operator. We have something called in operator. Before we get into in operator, okay, so within this department number, I wanted to see there is something called and operator, and the salary is greater than 1000. sorry, SQL, nahi, SAL, SQL, SAL. So that's what, if you make a mistake, if you wrongly type the column name, right, it will go and check whether the SQL column is there. It is not there, it will throw an error. Okay, so here we filtered this is called filtering. We filtered the records based on this condition, depart number 20 alone, right, list out all the employee names and their corresponding salary and commission. And now the question is, we don't want to see all the employees who work in department number 20. We are interested in seeing those employees whose salary is more than 1000, and also in the department number 20. We are very particular about in the department number 20 which employees are getting more than 1000 rupees salary. So here, look here, we have two conditions here, right? So in that case, to combine these two conditions, we are using an operator called AND. AND is an operator. Okay, so if I use, we have something called OR operator. What that does, OR operator, look here, select, now look here, select star from EMP. I am going to select all the values because now we don't have much data, hence I have the luxury to select the entire data. So now look here, department number 20, the condition is 20, department number 20, or salary is greater than 1000. So what does it say? Why it shows only 13 rows? Why it shows only 13 rows here? What does it do here?
Somewhere we filter, right?
Either the employee should work as part of department number 20, or those are getting salary more than 1000, but here we are getting 800 also. Maybe the Smith, right, Smith is working in department number 20. Since this condition is true, see, either this condition should be true or this condition should be true. If any one of them is true, you fetch the data. But which record it missed out? Which record it missed out? Smith, Allen, Ward, Jones, Martin, Blake, Clark, Scott, and King, Turner, Adams.
James is,
What is that?
James,
Jones, right? Jones is there, right? Jones is there. Jones. Jones is available in both the data set. Yeah, James, right? Correct. Yeah, James is not there here. Why is he not there?
Salary is less than 1000.
No. Look here, department number 30, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
it should not reflect James, right?
Because we're looking for 1000, greater than 1000. So James won't come.
James salary is less than 1000. Okay?
1000.
Yeah, actually, so that is the reason when we filter less than filter, the James will hide it.
Yeah, the James is not coming here. His salary is, he is not, listen, he is not falling in department number 20, right? James, which department? 30. And also, his salary is not greater than 1000. So here, so either this condition should be true or this condition should be true. But in both the condition, it is false, right? It is not falling in department number 20. Who? James, because his department number is 30. Okay, fine. Even if he is not falling in department number 30 is fine. At least is he getting more than 1000 salary? No. That is the reason why this record got eliminated. Now you understood, right? When to use or when to use and. So though it appears very simple, right? Though even for experienced people, they might get confused. So what is happening? Why it is missing, right? So now you understood the difference between and or. So both the conditions should be true. Here, not necessarily both the conditions should be true. So this one will return true and this one will return true. True and true we have something called truth table. True and true is true. So here true or true, is that true? True or true, what is the R table? What is the R truth table?
One condition is false, we should get the result from the another condition also.
Very good, right? If it is, but both the condition is false. False or false is false only, right?
Also,
False here. See in the kit, look for James, right? James is not belonging to depart number 20, is false. Or at least whether his salary is greater than 1000, false. False or false is false, hence it is not retrieving his record. Good. So now you learned what is the difference between and or operator. You can mix up both and or also. Okay, you can try that also. Okay, I have some other exercise. Will share the link to you after this session. What you do is effectively you can use this Saturday and Sunday. Guys, this Monday we have again the Cyber Monday. We have lot of work at office. Okay, what we will do is Monday evening we will have a session. Okay, to compensate it because I took long gap. We will continue on Monday. So okay, the next question is, your manager is asking how many number of employees are working in depart number 20 and 30. How will you find out?
select star from employee.
Not star. You know the answer. You are rushing. Okay. Select count star from EMP.
EMP, yeah.
Right. Where depart number
Where department number
is equivalent to 20 or depart number is equivalent to 30. Can I say like that?
yes.
How many number of employees are there in depart number 20 or depart number 30? Out of the 14 employees, 11 employees are working in both depart number 20 and 30. How do I validate this? What we will do is, how many number of departments are there? 10, 20, right? Depart number 10. We have only 3 departments, 10, 20, 30. Now to validate this, whether the employees, those working depart number 10 is 3 or not. 3, correct, right? If you look at it manually also here, you will be able to understand. See 10, how many times are there? 1, 2, 3. Only 3 tens are there. That means only 3 employees are working in depart number 20. Sai and Lavanya and Vijayakant, are you all able to follow me?
Yeah, yes sir. I'm watching.
Any doubts? Okay, Vijayakant, fine. How about Lavanya? Lavanya, what I would say, you just watch it, because if you practice it side by side, you will lose attention. Okay, you just watch it. It's all very basic thing. After this session, others, right? We can non-IT people, right? You can start watch my video and pass it and start practice it. You have lot of time tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Henceforth, we need to speed up. Okay, we need to slow up. Only then we can complete it on time, right? Reasonably, we should be able to complete it on time. Okay, but again, I'm not going to rush. End of the day, you should also be comfortable. Again, taking too long also too bad. Taking too less also too bad, right? Let's not go to the both extreme. Start practicing it after the session, right? Those of you are non-IT, yes, you have to practice it. Okay, so now you understood why we need to use counter star. Counter star will help us to understand, to find out how many number of events or records that are there in a table. And we also have something like, okay, so far we played around with the numerical value in the where condition. Describe e-employee, right? So EMP. And we have something called hire date. Hire date. Can you all see hire date? So hire date is a date column. Okay. I just want to look here. These are the hire date. So this guy Smith got hired on 17/12. So is there any way I can find out the employees who got hired between so and so date? So we learnt about AND operator, OR operator, right? How to use AND and OR, and also we will see between operator. We have something called between operator. Now your manager wants to know between so and so date, how many number of employees we hired. Where hire date, pretty straightforward. So that's the reason why the SQL command is right, very easy to learn. Anybody can learn. Where hire date between, let's say, here you need to use quote here between some value. You just copy something, okay. 80 and we have 81, 82 is also available, right? So what we will, or we don't want to see 80, 1981, you select it, go to this one, edit, copy, right click, paste between, and you need to use AND operator because you need to compare, sorry, you need to select the employees who got hired between two dates, right? So here I need to know this one, I need to find out 1988 also. Between these two dates, how many number of employees we hired? 11 employees we hired. So both of them are matching, right? So, but this doesn't mean, okay, if I wanted to see the next question is, can I see the employee name, which employees got hired and what are their salary, right? You need to just modify this query, that's all. Press up arrow, move the cursor, left arrow, and you select it, that's all. So Alan Ward. So is this matching with this one? Because earlier you were able to see or condition, right? Depart number 20 also. Here also we saw that 20 employees were there. Now how will you check whether these two queries are same or not? It cannot be same because the condition itself different, okay. E name, comma, cell from EMP. This condition is different and this condition is different. In a company you have many employees, you wanted to find out 1981 starting from 1981 to 1982, how many number of employees we hired, what are their names, you can see it here, okay. Can I combine these two things instead of having two different queries? Can I combine these two things? Yeah, so comma count, we need to know the count of star, how many number of employees got hired. So is it possible to combine these two things? No, right? You cannot do it. Why? Why count of star cannot be used with the column names? Count of star is an aggregation function, right? You can use it with group by only. If you don't use group by, right? So it gives you simply the total number of records, but it is an aggregation function. Aggregation means it consolidates the value. Hence you cannot see the employee name along with the employee name, salary along with the count of star. Okay. How can I see employee name and salary along with the total number of records? How can you see that? Any idea? Okay.
Yeah, select star from.
Okay, so now the next question is, see, we have used an operator called between, right? This is a reserved word. What is an operator? Operator is nothing but a reserved word. So here, between these two dates, how many number of employees we hired? Supposing you wanted to see not between these two dates. Between these two dates, we hired 11 records. Remaining 3 employees were not hired between these two dates, right? So again, to cross verify that, hire date not between these two dates. Not between, not is an opposite of this one, right? So not operator is also available, and operator, or operator, not operator, and between operator, using which you can select the subset of the data from your table. And also we have something like select star from EMP where ename like, you have something like function that is available. Supposing if I use something like yes my percentage, what is happening here? employee name start with SMI. Whichever employee's name start with MI and end with anything. Percentage means after SMI whatever is there, let it be there, I don't care, but their name should start with SMI. Suppose you have employees like Krishna Kumar, Krishna Murthy, Krishna, right? All you need to find out is whose name starts with Krish, KRISH, right? KRISH percentage if you give, the rest of them I don't mind. So the first 4 letters should be Krish. In that case you can use percentage. Okay, percentage is kind of a wild card. Okay, supposing if I use the percentage first, what will happen? What does it says? Just a common sense. What will happen? So here we mention very clearly, hey, you select all the employees whose name or whose name with this first 3 letter has this combination SMI, right? Starts with SMI, you print their name. But here what will happen? End with SMI. Start with, supposing, right, end with SMI. If I give like this, what will happen? Nothing. But in our table we don't have anyone with this name. To test this functionality, what I am going to do is I am going to say LEN. What is LN? Whose name ends with LEN?
Alan.
Alan, right? Fine, Alan. Very good. So start with percentage. This kind of pattern matching, right? Start with this one and end with this one. Sorry, not this one. Start with SMI and whose name end with LN, right? I guess others are comfortable. Am I correct? Vijay Raja, I know, right? So you are already .NET person. And how about others? Lavanya, are you able to understand? So yes, you need to practice it. And also, right, simple thing, you just analyze why it prints like this, right? With common sense, you can understand. And what other things we can try it out? So let's say we have
So matching words, Satya, in between the matching.
okay, so you want to say between? You want to use between, right?
Yes. Just just like percentage to be there at the end. So matching
Contains.
and contains. Yeah.
Oh, instead of like contains, right?
Yeah, contains, or else by the same thing, like you can add the percentage at the end. Matching.
What was your question? What you want to try?
Back.
Yeah. What you want to try?
Letters, right? Len. Wherever the keyword len, it will match.
Yes, like will match with the keyword LEN, right? Or you can combine these two. You want to say something like combine, start with this one, end with this one, right? For example, Krishna Kumar and Krishna Raja Kumar, but we don't bother about in between thing, right? Start with KRISH and then end with A or something like that. Okay, so what we will do is AL right, so start with AL and end with anything, or say here end also we have given Alan. Probably you can insert some data with a different name and try to, like I said, Krishna Raja Kumar, Krishna Kumar, right, something like that, and then you try this and it should work. The employee name should start with AL, end with LEN. So will this work like this?
He was asking means what it will be happen. Suppose we had a percentage at the start and end of some letters.
Start and
It's going to bring the matching keywords wherever the LAN is there. It's going to bring the records.
okay, you wanted to print the start ending record, ending values, right?
Wherever you have the matching letter LAN.
Okay.
Bring this records.
Okay, wherever LEN is there, right? You want to
Yes.
print it? This will not work, right? So you need to specify.
I'm saying that if you add percentage both at the starting and the end, so it will bring those records, right?
Oh, percentage start and end.
Yeah, I see.
Okay, you are talking about this one. So you have an error in your SQL syntax.
No, like is not there. Like,
Yeah, like
statement
is not there.
keyword is
Yeah,
not there.
yeah. Okay. Okay, you are matching this pattern, right? Yeah, this is also
Yes,
correct.
this pattern.
So this pattern, right? LEN, right? So irrespective of the start end, right? Wherever LEN, simply you print it, right? Is that what you're saying, right? Yeah, fine. So only the percentage is there. Yeah, you can try everything. And also, if I wanted to see, okay, we have something called date difference. So the next one is, okay, before that we will select, we will use the same command. For example, I want to see the sort by, how to sort the data. Okay, so here higher date between so and so thing. Look here, so here the employee names are displaying this, but within this I want to sort the data in ascending order by e-name. Look here. Okay, we are able to select those employees got hired between these two dates, but the management wants us to sort the employee name in ascending order, A, B, C, D, something like that. So what is not a proper in this output result set is not sorted on e-name. If I want to sort it, I can do it. Supposing I want to order by name comma salary, ascending order, what will happen? What is happening here? The same output we are getting it. Am I correct? Right? Supposing you want to have descending here, you have something like descending. Even in the case of descending, it is not. For example, if I remove e-name, salary descending. So now my manager wants to see the employee, which employees are top 5 salaries. How can you fetch the top 5 salaries? Order by salary descending order. 5,000, 3,000. See, it starts with highest salary. This guy is getting higher salary. Next highest salary drawn by 4. Now how do I get top 5? He is interested in only top 5 records. We can use limit 5. So up to this, the result set will be something like this, but within this result set we wanted to fetch only the top 5 records. In the real time scenario, you will be having millions of records. You don't want to see all the records. You want to see the top 5 top 10 selling products or top 10 products which contributes the revenue or profitability to with by category. Okay, in each category, what are the top 5 products which contributes to my profitability? So those kind of questions they will be asking it. So this will start with simple one. Now you understood, right? Order by is used to sort the data in descending order. DSC stands for descending order. Here don't confuse with the describe. It is not a describe. You remember when I type describe DSC is nothing but the describe table structure. Just give me a second. I am getting some call from my people. Okay, some people came here for plumbing work and CCTV. Okay, 1 second. Hello. Yeah. Abdiya. Oh, okay. அது மோட்டர், சாரி, மேலே இருக்குது டேங்க், அது சம்புன்னு சொல்லாதீங்க. மேலே இருக்குது 2 டேபிள். ஓகே. இப்போ கேமரா தெரியுதா? போட்டுருங்க, அதை பண்ணுங்க. ஓ இல்லை விடுங்க. இப்போ என்ன சொல்றீங்கன்னா, ரெண்டு டேங்க்ல ஒரு டேங்க் தான் கேமரா இருக்கு, இன்னொரு கேமராவே இல்லை. சம்பிளா இருக்கிற கேமரா வேலை பண்றது இல்லை. இப்போ என்னன்னா பெரிய டேங்க்ல இருக்கிற கேமரா வேலை பண்றது இல்லையா? அப்போ என்ன அதை யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. கேபிள் இப்போ ஒர்க்கா, எதை எடுத்து இதில் போடுறீங்க? ஆமாம், அதை தான் போடணும் நீங்கள். ஏன்னா பெரிய டேங்க்ல 2 தான், சின்ன டேங்க் எங்களுக்கு போகுது. பெரிய டேங்கில் போட்டுட்டு எனக்கு கால் பண்ணுங்கள், நான் மீட்டிங்கில் இருக்கேன், என்ன நான் கொஞ்சம் போய்ட்டேன். Sorry, I was in some other call. Okay, so now you understood how to do the sorting. In Excel it is pretty simple. You only need to do just click the icon, right? The filter icon, the data tab, you have something called filter icon. There you can by clicking, right? You can one time when you click it, it will be ascending order. Second time when you click the same thing, it will become descending. So this is, but here it is plain English language, very easy to understand. But you need to know how to. But what is the difference between Excel and SQL statement? The advantage of this one is you can combine the data from more than one sheets or data set. Okay, and also the SQL databases like MySQL or SQL Server. Right, these databases are scalable. When it comes to scalability, it is good compared to Excel sheet. And also once you define the relationship, everything works fine. Even in Excel also we can create the relationship between one sheet to another sheet data with the common column. Okay, fine. So now you understood how the order by works. This is a very basic thing. And also we have seen how to add a column, how to drop a column, also how to modify a column. Suppose you wanted to modify the data type, right? So you have something called for example describe EMP. You want to modify the data type of something, for example okay, alter table EMP. You have a command called reserved word called modify. All the reserved word I will type it in, modify. And column, modify column. For example, I'm going to change the job. Okay, job in your we are not going to use it. Job as here I cannot use int here, or let's column EMP number int. Can I change the data type of a primary key column? The interview they might ask you. Yes, see, in the case of interview, especially if you are a 3+ years, they will not ask these kind of questions. But there are some companies, they conduct online tests like Amazon, right? Amazon, even Walmart also, they conduct online test. In that case, these kind of silly things will SQL, they might ask randomly 1 or 2 questions. You should be knowing it, but again these are all related to database administrator. But still you should know, because when you work on any SQL queries, whatever the assignments I give it, right? If you find it, if you find something wrong with my question, and or if you want to try it in different way, you can try this one. Okay. And also now we will start see how to use the date related function. We select date diff. Okay, date diff. You have a function called date diff. Okay, here let's I have something like what is the date? 1981. Sorry, 1981. I just simply copy paste this. You want to find out the difference between 2 different dates. So which one is the bigger date, right? This is the one, because 82 is there, year 82. I'm going to subtract 81, year 81 from 82. So you wanted to basically understand how many number of days are there between these 2 years. Look here, 337 days are there. 82, so 81, 82, right? 365 days are there. But here we are subtracting the 2nd February from 1st of February. So 337. Between these 2 dates, how many number of days are there? So there is a function called date diff. With the help of the date diff, we can find out the difference between these 2 dates. And also the question now is, how do I know? For example, I have something like date diff. I'm using the same query. Here the start date we have given hard coded it, right? So for example here, okay, we don't have a hire date. Let's hire date, comma I wanted to know how many number of days since we have hired each employees. Okay, hire date. Here's something called current date function. Okay, as of today, how many days we have crossed. Hire date, from look here. So actually it should be opposite, right? Current date is the highest date, current date comma hire, because we hired the people in the past. So hire date, okay, 1594. So 14,000 days have gone, and 14,000 days are okay. Select current date. Let's yeah, current date is what? Current date, if you wanted to see it, you can select it. So now we are 2021. This is on 8200, right? So 14,000 days back we hired this guy. You wanted to understand how many days these employees are working with us. You wanted to know each employees, the number of days which they served it with us. In that case it will be helpful. So they wanted to give some gift to those employees staying with the company on a long-term basis, right? These kind of things they can use it. So other commands are like select. So this is the one we'll be using it more frequently. Hire date, and your sum of salary from your employee table. Group by let's year of hire date, and then group by what can we do? Group by okay, so here so let's group by hire date. Okay, we'll see what happens here. So what is going to happen here? If you want to extract year alone from this date column, you can extract year alone. It's very beautiful, right? And also we have something called month, but here in the case of group by I used year. So month of hire date. If you wanted to extract month alone, you can extract it from the given hire date using month function, using year function. These are all the built-in function. You don't have to manually calculate, okay, or manually you don't have to extract 1980. You don't have to write a separate function to extract 1980 from the hire date. Look here, this is my date output, right? So you don't have to, or for example, if you want to see select year of current date. I don't want to see the date, month, everything. I just wanted to see the year 2021. So comma month, which month we are in? Current date. So here it is not case sensitive, you don't have to worry. Okay, you can give directly, but when you use filter condition, make sure that you are using the filter condition where clause, right? Where sometimes when you use a string type, right, you need to follow that. Though it is not case sensitive, sometimes it causes some problem. Okay, so here you want to extract year alone from this one, you can extract it. If you want to extract the month alone, date alone, you can, and day also available, you can use day also. And here what I did some kind of group by. What is group by? What does group by does? What does the group by does? It applies 3 steps behind the scene, right? So for example, split, apply and combine. The group by performs these three operations behind the scene. Group by perform the below 3 operations on your data set. Supposing, let's say I have something like this. I have something like let's say my name of the person is Robert and Mustaq and Rajesh, right? So likewise 3 employees are there. They are working in let's say north region, or they belong to North India. These people belong to South India, and this person also belong to South India, and another guy Mohammed belongs to he belongs to North India. and so these people are sales people. We want to know, for example, in North India, Robert, he achieved 10,000 rupees sales, and Mushtaq, he achieved 5,000 rupees sales, and Rajesh, he achieved, also let's say 50,000. Okay, he achieved 55,000, and Mohammed is working, they're all my employees. They are working in North India and South India, and each employees, the sale achieved was this much. Okay, and Mohammed, he achieved this 1,25,000, something like that. So we need to know, all we need to know is in the North India how much sales we made. We don't want to or let's do one thing. Okay, so let's I'll put Robert here. Here I put Mushtaq. Okay, Mushtaq. So all I need to know is in the North region, North India, what is the total sales we achieved. Okay, or the salesperson wise, I wanted to know how much sales so far Robert achieved. What it does is split. First it splits. When you use group by, what it does is it splits the similar records into separate thing. And Mushtaq, right, the name is similar, everything is similar, right, but except the sale which he achieved, right. First he splits the data based on the column which he used to group by name. Here I am using group by names. Okay, look here I have used group by, right, group by year. Instead of group by name I am going to give. So in that case it splits all the names that are similar. Okay, because I do group by on, see, select count of star or sum of salary in this case, right, from EMP, group by let's region, something like that. Okay, or group by e name, employee name. Okay, so in that, since I mentioned the group by on e name, what it does is it splits all the employee names that are similar. Okay, Robert, and he is working in North region, fine. And Mushtaq, it splits it separately. First he splitted it. Okay, and next one is it will apply this sum. Sum is, let's say sales. Let's assume this is sales. Okay, so now what happens? It applies the sum. It performs the consolidation. What it does is, so 1,25,000 plus 1 lakh, how much? 2,25,000. 2,25,000. We don't need this record. It will simply eliminate this record. First is splitted based on the employee name. Since the employee name is same here, it splitted this data set based on the employee name. So this guy Mushtaq are same, and Robert are same. And then this, once the split was over, next one is it applies these conditions. This one, the aggregation function. What is aggregation? Consolidation. I don't want the detailed record. 1,25,000. All I need is, let's say you are a CEO, you need to know the big picture. You don't want to see the operation level, right? So how much, you tell me how much Robert achieved, you tell me how much Mushtaq achieved. So in this case, split, apply. So now it applies the same thing here. Okay, so 55,000 plus 50,000, 1,05,000. Mushtaq achieved 1,05,000. So here what it does is it does this thing. Okay, so instead of having two records, 1 lakh, sorry, how much? 50,000, 1,05,000, right? So is this correct? 1,05,000 I will mention. So this is 1,05,000, right? So let's this is 1,05,000. Okay, 1,05,000. So now what happened? Mushtaq has achieved 1,05,000. Robert has achieved 1,05,000. Right? It did the consolidation. First, it splitted the data based on the common column name, and then for each group, this group, right? It grouped the name of the employee first. Right, so in this group Robert, because the names are same. In this group the Mushtaq names are same. And second step is applied the sum of salary. You add these two things, and the next one is you combine the consolidate values. Finally the final output will be like this. Right? So this is the final output. So split, first split, group by, how it works, SCSE, you remember SCSE, split, apply, combine. Sometimes they might ask you in the interviews, how does the group by works, can you explain? In simple SCSE, first is split based on the column that you use in a group by, and then it applies the aggregation function. Okay, aggregation function on which column, whatever the column that you mentioned it, okay, salary or the sales, something like that, okay, and then it splits the data and it does the aggregation. Next one is it combines everything, split, apply, combine. Got it? This is how the group by function works. The next question is, can I use more than one column in a group by? Yes, you can use more than one column in a group by also. Okay, and that is also possible. Next one is, okay, we have discussed about group by also. And what is having count of star? How many of you are aware of this one? For example, in the group by, I can use select sum of salary from EMP, where or group by depart number, having class, having count of star greater than, or listen, average salary. Okay, average salary is greater than 1000. So what is having does here? It is kind of playing the where clause. Okay, it's kind of roughly speaking, look here, having, right, select sum of sal from EMB, group by depart number. So here we are doing the group by on depart number, hence we can use the depart number column. Right, in depart number 10, more than 1000 is this one, and this one is this one. So what is happening here? Here I did not use where, right? Where clause should come before your group by, having clause should come after group by. Okay, if I don't use this one, what will happen? For example, 10, 20, 30, right? So here this is what we can see. Okay, so in this case we don't have any matching criteria here. One second, let me do one thing. Greater than 1000. It applies the filtering condition on the grouped data. Which one? Having. Okay, salary is okay, this guy is more than okay, average salary, right? So okay, here I'm using sum, that's the mistake I've done it. Average, right? We have something like average function. Here also nothing is coming. So what is, okay, instead of this I will say having count of star greater than 1. Say average, sum, minimum, maximum, these are all called your, what is that, aggregation function. So what is happening here? Depart number, for each depart it does the console, split, apply, combine, right? That is what is happening on the depart number column. So you will have a consolidated value 10. What is the average salary drawn by the employees in 10? What is the average salary? So if I don't use count of star, what will happen? We're getting the same thing. Okay, the count of star we don't have the record here. Okay, count of star, so more than 2 employees, each department number, right, those employees, if you have more than 2 employees in each department, right, then you can display this one, something like that. Okay, but here it's simply so look here. So what is happening here? of star is greater than 4. So here now we need to verify this one. Select depart number comma average salary, right? Average salary from M. Yeah, so this is what we are seeing, right? So now we need to find out how many number of employees are there in each department. How will you find out how many number of employees are in each department? Count of star, right? Count of star will give you the total number of employees by department, group by depart number. So in the depart number 10 we have only 3 employees are there. In the depart number 20 and 30 we have more than 3 employees are there. What does this does here? Can someone tell me with this data? Look at this data and tell me what is happening here. In depart number 10, how many number of employees are there? 3. How can I find it using count of star? Depart number 20 we have 5 employees are there. Depart number 30 we have 6 employees are there. With this command we can find out how many number of employees are working in each department. Now we wanted to know the average for salary for the employees in all the 3 departments, wherein each department we have more than 4 employees. But here we don't have more than 4 employees, right? We have less than 3 employees, and this record got discarded from this output. So in these 2 departments we have more than 4 employees are there. We are interested in seeing the departments where we have more than 4 employees average salary. We don't want to see all the employees average salary. So here in the case of having class is somewhat similar to your where class, but having class you can use it after the group. Where class you have to use it before the group by. But when you use having class after group, you are supposed to use it after group by only. But this one, what it does is it applies this condition on the grouped data. So this is the grouped data, right? Group by depart number. So now, okay, now I don't want all these things. Now I want to I wanted to filter this grouped data based on this condition. I wanted to see those employees are getting those employees are more than 4 employees working in each department. What is their average salary? That is what we want to say. This is how we can filter it. Now you understood the difference between having and where, but if you wanted to apply a filtering condition on the grouped data, you have to use having class only. Okay. Anyhow, we will see in detail what is having class and group by also. I will also share the link from my website. You can also start, those of you are completely new into IT industry, right? You start practice those queries. It's very much helpful, because in the interview they might ask you this kind of the group by with having class. What is the difference between where, all the things you should be knowing. Forget about interview. End of the day, when you join a company, you have to work, isn't it? The whole objective of attending the training program is you have to interesting. Okay, what you do is just we are going to work on this exercise gradually. Okay, probably the Monday we will work on again the intermediate level of the SQL queries. Okay, and also the Tuesday we will work on the not Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, Monday and Wednesday we'll have 1 day gap, so that you will have some breathing time to practice whatever the commands I give it, because weekdays all will be busy, right? Saturday, Sunday no class. Yeah, Saturday, Sunday no class. We will finish everything in weekdays itself. Okay, so that Saturday, Sunday you can practice it. Yeah, fine. So fine, good. What we will do is we will. Okay, so this one, when you don't have to. So those of you already know SQL, right? You just go and download this file. Okay, you cannot download. Look here, if you select this one, it will go here, dn.sql, click raw. So this training program is weekly 4 days. Okay, that is what I already informed to you all, right? And every day 1 hour, 1 hour, but I don't mind stretching more than 1 hour also. I can spend more than 1 hour, but you guys should be more comfortable. Okay, you need to practice a lot because you are all non-IT people, majority of you. That's the reason why I'm leaving the gap. Okay, and also 4 days is enough because I'm also very busy guy at my work. This is what I promised to you all. Sometimes if I miss out any session, it is my responsibility to extend the hour and I have to complete. I will make sure that I will compensate it. Okay, look here what I did. Watch here one more time. See, it's being recorded. I'll repeat it one more time. This is the link. Anyhow, I will share it to you all one more time. Please store it in your laptop. Okay, guys, don't get me wrong. Once you get into a project, right, software project, especially I worked with many Americans. Okay, a lot of escalations happen with the many people. Okay, so what they expect us to be independent. Okay, you believe me or not, the day when I joined Target, nothing was given. I was not aware, where the data got stored, which database, and how to access the Hadoop system, what is the server name, what is the port number. I don't know anything. All they did, right? So okay, you raise a request to get the credentials, login credentials. You need to raise a request. That's all. After I raised the request, it took 15 days for me to get the credentials. Okay, 15 days I was kind of okay. I don't have any much work. Afterwards, what happened? I got the credentials. That's all. They gave me access to internet portal. That's it. I had to go there and do some kind of due diligence. Okay, so what is there, what is not there. So download the document and study, understand everything. I had to do everything because everybody is busy. You know very well, such a big company, right? The volume of the data is very, very high. Everybody is busy. But end of the day, just because we are free, we cannot sit idle. And one fine day they will figure it out. Okay, what did you do? Every day status call. Okay, they will ask you what did you do today. If you say no, I don't have access, guys, you are giving excuse. Sorry. Okay, irrespective of the level, right? So that's the reason why just cultivate this, right? So now itself you are very organized. Store everything in a notepad. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm just think me as your brother. Okay, store it in a notepad. It happened, even when I started my career, I was also very immature. Okay, very I don't know anything. So afterwards, slowly I developed this attitude. Still, I'm not so organized. Okay, but still, some extent, right? You store all the things in your laptop, including the GitHub link, my website link. Right, some people, in the other batch, they asked, they already completed 1 month training, but now they are asking, where is the study material? Can you send me the link, please? Right, still, this is the link. Look here. You need to go to my website. You need to be up and running. That is what is expected in the IT industry. I'm just trying to help you guys. Okay, I'm not pointing any individual. All of you are equal to me. Okay, look, I'm trying to help you. That's all. So look here. Once you go here, just select the courses menu. Here you will find Power BI instructor led course and Power BI interview and Power BI self-paced. Here you will find a bunch of videos, and here also you will find bunch of videos for advanced Power BI. And those of you who want to do fast tracking, go ahead and get started. See, it's very simple. If those people spend a lot of time watching videos, watching many videos, and working on many scripts, they are expert. That's all. But only thing is, can you afford to spend 10 hours, 12 hours per day? If you can afford, then you are expert. Okay. The Azure, this is a cloud. Okay, in SSIS, Tableau, all these things are self-paced. Videos are available, and this is our course related study material. When you select the first one, look here. So here you will see. Look here. If you select this one, right? If you select this one, it will show you on the left side all the topics. Topic wise, when you select this, you can see the study material. So you can find all the study materials here, overview of Power BI desktop, and if you want to do fast, if you have spare time, you can also go and visit. Nobody is going to stop you. And if you still think, okay, watching the study material is good, and apart from this I want to practice it, what you do is you go to the my self-paced course and start practicing it. Alternatively, I share the playlist. Okay, so what we will do is, in the playlist I upload the videos whatever I cover it, and I'll give you the naming convention as